expression square root 25 over square root 16. Notice square root 25 is a 5 over square root 16 is a 4. Next, rationalize the denominator. 1 over square root 5. 1 over square root 5. You multiply the numerator and denominator by square root 5. 1 times square root 5 over square root 5 times square root 5. So that gets you, numerator is 1 times square root 5, square root 5. Denominator is square root 5 times square root 5. That's square root 25. That is square root 5 over 5. So square root 5, A is 5 and B is also 5. Now radical 4 over 5. You see, radical 4 over 5 is radical 4 over radical 5. Again, rationalize the denominator, means multiply the numerator and denominator by the radical of the denominator basically. Square root 5, square root 5. Numerator is square root 20. Denominator is square root 25. Square root 25 is 5. Square root 20 is square root 20. Notice we don't simplify this because they want the entire radicand. A is 20, B is 25. Oh, I'm sorry. B is 5. B is no longer in the radical. B is 5. Next. Square root 3 over 8. You want to simplify with a fraction outside and a radical expression. Square root 3 over 8 is square root 3 and square root 8. Rationalize the denominator. That is, multiply numerator and denominator by square root 8. Square root 8 upstairs, square root 8 downstairs. Square root 3 times square root 8 is square root 24 because 3 times 8 is 24. Square root 8 times square root 8 is square root 64. 8 times 8 is 64. Notice, numerator is square root 24, which is 4 times 6. Denominator is square root 64, which is simply 8. Numerator, square root 4 is a 2. Square root 6 cannot be simplified anymore. Denominator is an 8. So notice 2 reduces in 8 4 times. So if you like, what remains outside is simply a 1. Right? 2 divides in 2 ones. 2 divides in 8 4 times. So 1 square root 6 over 4. So 1 is A. B is the denominator 4 and C is the radicand, the object inside square root. That's it, 6. Next, square root 72 over square root 2. Well, you combine it in one square root, 72 over 2. That is square root of 36. 72 divided by 2 is 36. Square root 36 is 6. Next. 3 over 5 square root 5 plus 1 over 2 square root 2. Okay. So 3 over 5 square root 5 plus 1 over 2 square root 20. 20 is nothing but square root 20 is nothing but square root 20 over 1. 3 over 5 square root 5 plus 1 over 2 times Square root 20 is square root 4 times 5. That's 20. 3 over 5 square root 5, no change, plus 1 over 2 times. Square root 4 is 2. Square root 5 remains square root 5. So notice this 2 is going to cancel that 2. When they cancel, all I'm left with is 1 square root 5. Notice square root 5, these are like radicals. I can get them factor that square root 5 common outside. It's just factored out. What's left inside? 3 over 5 plus just a 1. There is an invisible 1 there if you like. 1 times anything is itself, right? So that 1 stays inside. Now how do I add fractions? Parentheses. 1 is 5 over 5. So common denominator is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8, square root 5. 8 over 5 square root 5. So a over b square root c. A is 8. Okay. A is 8. B is the denominator, 5. And c is the radicand, 5. Next, square root 6, square root 36 over 2. Square root 6, square root 36 over 2. Well, notice square root 36 is simply a 6. So square root 6 times 6 over square root 2. These two can be combined into one big radical, 6 over 2 times 6. 6 over 2 is a 3. So square root 3 times 6. I have simply rewritten 6 in the front, square root 3 later. Okay, multiplication is commutative. So you can write 6 first, square root 3. 6 square root 3. This completes elementary 33. Okay.